Is out directly in front for the Adelaide Crows.
Well, 25 seconds into the game, a great start. They are the best side at clearances also around the ground, Sandy, Adelaide, which is an amazing stat when you see that where they are on the ladder. But there's the man, McLeod to Jarman. We've heard that a few times over the past. And just where Woden following him to the contest, he might have to play in front of Jarman.
Kicking for his 370th career goal. Usually deadly in front, and this is no exception. A great start for the Crows.
Well, Shane Woden lining up on Darren Jarman. Darren Jarman would be expected to kick 5 to 6 goals for the Crows to win the game, and it's an interesting move. You would have thought Woden would line up in the midfield and let him play with an attacking flair game. He's going to have to play tight on Jarman. He's such a dangerous player, and the Crows do look for him all the time.
Also, Andrew McLeod and Simon Goodwin also have been the best two in the competition, getting the ball into the 50, and there's another one to Andrew McLeod.
A fast start for the Adelaide Crows, courtesy of Jarman, McLeod and co out of the middle. Let's see if they can do it again. It's McLeod, body over the ball, was ripped off. It could have almost been free kick. Leoncelli can't get out. Goes again, goes to ground. Uze there as well. Jeff White is bustled out of the way. They're pushing it down towards the half-forward line, the Crows. An opportunity now through Scotty Welch. He looks towards goal. Got another one! 2 in 60 seconds! Scotty Welsh back into the lineup this week, and he's kicked his 90th goal in his 70-game career.
Made a great start for Welsh as well, Sandy. He's been playing extremely well in the SANFL back in Adelaide. He's a goal kicker and can make a real impact up in the forward line, and that's a great start for him.
Good play by Clark from ground level there to Bickley, and a very quick handball. Welsh, it's interesting that he hasn't played a lot of games each year.
Well, it's been one-way traffic so far, all to the right of screen. Can Jeff White turn it around in the middle? He clashes again with Clark. Clark wins it down there, exciting out of the centre. McLeod gives the hand pass away. The kick was partly smothered. Melbourne may at last get a chance to go up to the half-forward line. An excellent tackle on Wheatley. He loses the football. At the back of the pack is Peter Walsh, but there's been a whistle. A shove, and it will go the way of the Demons to be taken by Daniel Ward. Hasn't missed the game this year, Ward. Gets it off quickly towards Walsh. He looks up towards half forward, just a short little chip. It's going to be okay though. Adam Uze just flicking it back to his teammate there in Cameron Bruce. 3 goals against the Tigers last week, Bruce. But they're a little shell-shocked with this 2-goal burst. There's Woden.
Great running from full back there. Jarman's on the other side of the ground, picking up, I think it's Walsh.
Yep.
And Woden, he ran twice when his teammate had possession there. Have a shot on goal, make him pay.
He's not confident. He's looking for an option. Still looking. He wants it. And he's backpedaled to Jeff White, who's 75 out. White is called to play on, almost smothered. He short passes in towards the half-forward line, and Schwartz takes an excellent one-hander.
Well, Woden's brief is pretty clear, I think. I mean, he's going to have to watch Jarman closely, but at every opportunity when Melbourne rebound off their half-back line, he's just going to go. And that's a great piece of courageous running. Just the type of play that might get him back in form. He's had a disappointing year after a fantastic year last season. Schwartz signing up for goal. He's going to be an important player today.
Dipper, as he lines up, can we just confirm the breeze? Is it swirling down there,
yeah,
or does it favour the Crows?
Yeah, very much so, Sandy, favouring the Crows. And we see Swatter just kick across the goals down there. And it's about a 2-goal breeze.
Thank you, Dipper. Just the one behind then. First score of the day to the Demons. Vern Shirley. Brett Burton, does that surprise you to see him starting on the bench? Tony McGuinness?
Well, he struggled last week, Sandy, after missing a long time. So, yes, does surprise me.
McLeod just whipping it up towards centre wing, taken by Clark. The big man plays on. He heads towards the 50 and down towards the half-forward line once again. Welch has been impressive early on. He's already kicked 1 goal. The lead is on. Jarman is his target, and he's got him again. Just experience telling for Jarman as he used the body in front of Woden.
Well, he's going to need a lot of help, Shane Woden there, Tony. Just people getting back into the spot, because body on body, he can do it to Ruckman, Sandy. He's that strong, and he reads the ball that well. We can see a lot of players around him. Welsh has had a lot of the ball early. He gets back, and you knew Jarman was going to this spot, but gee, some of the Melbourne players had to push back harder there to help him out.
Jarman for his second, and the Crows third. He's got it. Forward line. An excellent pickup, however, by the Crows, and they're able to clear wide to the outer side. It's all one-way traffic at the moment. Look at this. Away goes Goodwin. Away go the Crows. Here comes Jarman. Couldn't take the mark. Woden is there with him. The hand pass comes out to Walsh. Walsh another one towards Nicholson. He's under the pump. Tries to get the hand pass clear. Loses it, however. This is Doughty, the man who came into the line up late. Doughty's hand pass a little questionable. Going across the face of goal. They look sloppy, Melbourne, at the moment. White's hand pass. Oh, he put his teammate under all sorts of pressure. That was Ward. This is Schwartz. Schwartz kicks up towards the half-forward line. Green was a target. Palmer's there as well. Neither able to take it. Green applies the tackle. It's a good one on Hart. They get another chance through. Robertson tries to get the hand pass away. Back it comes to Robertson again. He loses it. Applies a good tackle. A cry of ball from the Melbourne supporters. Melbourne absolutely desperate. Claimed is Nathan Brown. He's gang tackled to the ground and will have a bounce.
Great call, Sandy. A lot of pressure in there. Nigel Smart has gone to Jeff Farmer. Andrew Lee and Charlie being picked up by Mark Bickley. And Daniel Ward, as we said before the game, is on Andrew McLeod.
The 32-year-old Nigel Smart, now 222 games under his belt. A chance for the Demons in their attacking zone. Short little chip kick. Well, it went nowhere. That was from Bassett. Still in the danger zone, picked up by Jeff White from a standing start. He pumps it high and long, and it's just over the line for another behind.
In the failure that Jeff White had the ball then, he's 55 metres out, had a shot for goal, and before he was on the mark and tried to pass the ball. Got a bit of confidence with the kick-in.
Here's Hart. Well, speaking of confidence with the kick-ins, that certainly didn't happen. 16 points is the margin. Short pass is on again, and again chopped off by Nathan Bassett. Bassett gets the hand pass away. The Crows go wide to the outer side. They've got the numbers running. It's going to be interesting to see how Perry fares today. Looking forward to seeing him. He's been very good in recent weeks. Nicholson gets taken to ground, picked up, and the quick hand passes wide. An excellent tackle by Phoebe. The ball spills free. Crows still got it in their attacking zone. Working hard once again was James McDonald. Can't get it clear. Finally, it's Woden on the end of the hand pass. Woden comes towards half back. Bouncing ball is okay for the D's, and they've got Schwartz inboard. The hand pass, well, it came from Nathan Brown. Schwartz is away. He's got the lead inside 50. There's holding on in both camps. Bassett marks at the back and is allowed to take it. He's got McLeod wide, and Nigel Smart breaks also. Not fast enough. Prosciutto is wide also, and to is Doughty. Doughty will pick it up on centre wing if he can keep it in play. He can, and he chips towards half forward, and the mark is taken by Perry.
Both sides finding a lot of space, Sandy. Really hard running football at the moment. A pretty offensive game, and that's the way they've lined up in the midfield.
Well, it's good to see that style, isn't it, too? Stevens has the ball.
Bickley started well, Sandy. He's had 6 possessions. They've thrown him in the midfield. A slightly different structure in the middle for the Crows. Bickley, Edwards and McLeod have gone in the middle. Goodwin is playing off a half-back flank, and it looks like Prosciutto's playing off a wing. So Goodwin and Prosciutto, the two leaders of the side, playing outside the centre square.
David Schwartz had Ward on when he came forward that last time, 30 yards clear, and he kicked the ball long. Sometimes you just got to drop your vision a little bit.
Stevens from 51 metres. He hasn't missed a game this year. Oh, and he's kicked a beauty. He's kicked number 4 for the Crows. Gary Ayres in the coach's box. Sees the big men go at it again. Clark and White down towards Welsh. His opponent there was Paul Wheatley. Free kick in the middle, and it's Ward who gets the hand pass away. Down towards the 50, down towards Robertson. Hart is the effective spoiler. Got the thump from behind and pushed it some 15 or so metres. Picked up by Stengline. Off to McLeod. Can he get free? Breaks the tackle. Goes on to the left foot. He's an excitement machine to watch. Kicks them inside 50 once again. Little flick over the back to Welsh. Was a beautiful little flick. Welsh passes to Jarman. By gee, they're looking good at the moment.
That was great play. Was that Perry then, I think, who hit that over the top? Very smart football nous there. You can see the ball bounces. He knew he was there. It was something without a basketball. And Welsh has been very good across half forward, Tony.
Yeah, their structure is pretty clear, Shory. They're going to play their players, their half forward line right up the ground. They've got their best players around the ball. Prosciutto and McLeod changing off a wing, just creating space for Jarman.
Jarman for number 3. Melbourne making the first change. He misses. Coming onto the ground is Anthony McDonald.
I mean, they really just have to weather the storm here, Melbourne. Hold possession of the football, just wait for the opportunities to open up across half-back line and in the middle of the ground, and just work the ball, because the Crows are just on fire at the moment, just creating so many opportunities going forward.
There you could see that change. Williams is off and Anthony McDonald on. Ward gets clear, Neats away, spears it in towards the forward pocket. That's better, and an excellent mark taken by Green.
Well, we spoke about him before the game, didn't we, Sandy? I like to see him on the ground all the time.
Yeah.
Neats coming through the wing, good running from the kick out. And Green, very talented player, spends a lot of time on the bench. I think he should be left on the ground because he only needs 3 or 4 kicks because he converts so well.
He was 19th in the draft a couple of years ago. One of those sportsmen who's had to make a choice. Highly talented in many areas, but he's just pushed that. In fact, he's pushed it a fair way. It slammed into the back of the behind post, and so we've got to throw in.
Well, that's confidence, isn't it? I've seen him kick through the ball. He jabbed at that, and I just can't believe. You can see a lot of the Melbourne players are just flat at the moment. There's Neil Danaher, be very worried with this onslaught. I agree with Tony McGuinness, just got to stop it now and even up the quarter.
23 points. Schwartz thought about trying to pluck it out of the air, then tried to push down towards Phoebe, who was forced to defend, as you can see there with Leoncelli, because Rashudo had the football at the bottom of the pack.
The inside 50s are 5 each at this stage of the game, and the Crows just able to make their opportunities work when they get the ball inside 50, primarily through Jarman's presence up there. Melbourne unable to.
From the throw in, Schwartz, the Ox trying to do all the heavy work. Smart is a solid tackler, so too is Hart. Phoebe going nowhere. One
of the areas, Sandy, last week the Crows really let themselves down with their numbers around the footy. They just, in the dispute contest and the stoppages, they weren't getting in front at stoppages. And in dispute contests, 50-50s, they weren't getting enough plays of the ball. They're certainly doing that today.
It's interesting to note this is only Adelaide's second visit to the MCG this year. You might remember their first visit was against the Tigers, and they swamped them in the second half.
Well, it's interesting. The feeling out of Adelaide amongst the boys is they're quite comfortable coming to Melbourne. They've had a couple of great wins at Colonial, at Optus Oval, and they look very confident playing here. A lot of premiership players here would have great memories of playing at the MCG.
So they've had a couple of great wins at the MCG over the years. However, Phoebe tries to pluck it out of there, gets claimed by Rashudo, gives it to the Wizard. Around he goes, Jeffrey Farmer, but doesn't quite produce the goods.
What a matchup. Nigel Smart, Tony, 6'3".
Well, what a contrast. Last week he's played on goods. You know, 6'3".
Again, 6'4".
Plays tall. Today on Farmer.
He's got the speed.
Well, it's the sort of challenge he probably needs at this stage of his career as well. Mix it up, make him work hard.
Here's Hart coming back into play and coming wide. Crows have got the numbers and they should be able to clear from half back down towards centre wing. Clean bowls the lot. Maybe the door will open here for Nathan Brown. Picks it up now on half back, but it's well smothered and taken over the line. The Crows are able to lock it up, and a pat on the head for Ian Perry. He was the one who smothered it and kept it in the zone. White, Clark, White with the right hand. McDonald couldn't get it out. It's left to Phoebe, who gets the hand pass wide towards centre wing. The Ox is made to work. He tries to soccer off the ground, gains 15 metres, and we've got to throw in just in the attacking zone for the Demons. Don't forget all your AFL news can be found on our website. Do what millions do. Log on to i7sport.com.au. Schwartz doing the ruck work. Smash down in front, a chance for the Crows. It's wide. And only as far as Adam Uze. Uze across the ground, a half back, finds Paul Wheatley. He goes even wider. Woden has absolute hectares. Runs his full distance.
This is where they fall down.
He's just about gone. He's got nothing. He had absolutely nothing. And you could hear Tony Shaw say this is where they fall down in all sorts of bother as Peter Walsh. And, well, you've summed it up, Tone.
Well, they come off half-back. He's got plenty of time. I was watching David Schwartz. He has to beeline, if he's going to be the key position forward, to get across and give him a target. Even Brad Green. That's why I think David Neitz should always play in the forward line. He runs at the ball carrier very well.
Up towards left half forward once again. Strong mark taken by Doughty. He's made a good start.
Three attacking players, Neitz, Uze and Woden in the back line at the moment.
Yeah, all in defence.
Doughty passing up towards half forward. Well, players like Welsh and Jarman have been doing so well. Clark flew a little early, but it matters not, because here's one of the players I was just talking about in Scott Welsh. What a start for him, Tony.
Yes, Eddie. As we said earlier, he's had a disappointing season, but his form in the SANFL has been great, and he's a real impact player inside 50. Dipper's point's great. There are three prime movers, not only in the back half of the ground, but on the fullback. Hewitt's just pushing back to the goal square, taking Neitz back with him. It's going to be hard to get run from there.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be a hard lead to peg back. He's kicked that. He's got it. Welsh. Interesting, isn't it? You look at the centre breaks. Clark beaten this time. It doesn't take it out of the middle. That was left to Goodwin. Got a short kick towards the half-forward line. They are right on the back foot at the moment. The Demons, they've got it down to Schwartz. He tried to use the body. He had to beat a couple. He was being held behind play. Didn't get a free kick. They're able to play on, however, and Cameron Bruce goes for goal and breaks the drought and the run.
Hello, Sip and Save. Can you just see if there's a blue Barina out the front, please? Thanks. No? Okay. That's Sip and Save. There wouldn't be a blue Barina out the front.
3 goals he kicked last week against the Tigers. That makes it 49 in his brief career now. Will that lift them? Out of the middle. Oh, here's Welsh again. He's playing an absolute blinder. Goes to the outer side of the ground. He's got Kane Johnson. Johnson looks inside 50. Poorly directed kick, however. And the Demons are able to chop it off. 9 plays 31. If you've just joined us, Woden gets crunched. Not going to be paid. Plays on. Back to Woden again. He's caught. Just can't seem to get the confident game going at the moment. Uze is tackled high, says the umpire. He'll get a free kick on half back.
Sandy, Tyson Stengline has just thrown himself at the ball twice there. Real hard footy by the young pro.
Here's Leoncelli up towards Schwartz again. Stevens is the spoiler from behind. Look at the roving work of Green. He's missed again. And again going across the face and taking it wide to the right.
Well, I've mozzed him, Sandy. 2 goals that he'd normally kick, even though that one was quite hard. He's a very good converter.
They've had their chances, Melbourne, haven't they? I mean, their inside 50 entries are outweighing the Crows.
Yep.
They're just not able to convert, and it's that scoreboard pressure. I mean, just trying to get some momentum and make it pay on the scoreboard.
Hart, straight down the middle.
I mean, I guess
Stevens.
that's a positive thing for Neil Danaher, is that they are winning plenty of the football, just have to make it pay.
Here's Stengline again. As Tony said, a couple of very, very good tackles. Bickley's had a good start to the game too, picking up a ton of possessions in the middle. And here's Perry. He's 55 metres out. He's gone for the doctor. In towards the pocket, and just going for that bit of extra distance to way to the right.
To Woden in the back.
Got a shove. So Shane Woden is going to have to go back and kick between the behind post and the goal post. Take that line.
And Troy Simmons about to come on for the D's. It'll be interesting to see if Jeff White comes up. I think he's done pretty well in the centre, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, Simmons just warming up on the sidelines, Dipper. Woden towards half-back. Clark and White are both there. White got a hand on it. Goodwin over the top of the pack. No one able to rip it out. Finally, it does come towards the half-back line. Trying to keep it in play was Gallagher. He's at the bottom of that pack. James Gallagher can't go anywhere. Now it does to Bickley. Bickley to McLeod's exciting football. What can he do? The lead is on in towards Jarman. Woden smashes clear. Pushes towards the line. Jarman's first to recover. He's 52 metres out. Wants to go short. Does go short. And the mark taken by Goodwin, is it? Just outside 50.
Well, that was great play by Goodwin, because he was over the other side on the 50. As we can see, Woden here, good to get the hands in, lost his feet, and Jarman here just poised under pressure. But Goodwin's run from the other side of the ground to get this mark. It just shows his work ethic, and that's why he was an All-Australian.
Yeah, he's had a couple of very good years, hasn't he?
And Troy Simmons on for the D's and White off.
Thanks, Dipper. Goodwin from 53 metres will struggle for the distance, and marked on the very last line of defence by David Neitz. and goes short to Woden. He's in the pocket. Woden, another one. They chip it towards half back. McDonald wanted to go back to Woden. Now swings onto the left foot. This is Anthony McDonald towards centre wing, and Hart takes a good mark.
There it is again, Sandy. He was confused, didn't know where to kick the ball from out of the defence.
Welch is a target. Got one hand to it. Leoncelli's hand pass is good. They're away towards the middle and the Wizard. He's a long way from home, Jeffrey Farmer. But he loves taking on the opposition and he loves to go. He goes wide, up towards the 50. Oh, the marker's dropped. Should have been taken. Robertson was beautifully smothered. Taken towards the line. Well played by Hart. An excellent smother on Robertson, and the teammates of Hart coming over to congratulate the 218-game veteran.
Well, he's a general back there, no doubt about that at all. He's just a terrific player, steadies the back line and provides great run as well.
Schwartz going for a roundhouse right. He's got to go again. Tried to slap it clear. Hand pass into the open spaces. Rashido came in late, so too did McLeod. Deezer got the numbers here. Can they produce something? The pass goes straight across the face of goal. Dashing out to meet it now, but still outside 50. This is Troy Simmons. What can he do? Gives it to Green. He's gone further afield. Green goes in towards the pocket. This will be spoiled. Pushed down towards the boundary line. Can't get their options going. Leoncelli tries to get it to McDonald. McDonald wanted Farmer. It was too wide. And Tony, you're saying it all, both of you, with a little nod of the head.
Well, you've got to go direct to give your forwards an idea of where you're going to kick the ball. The handball at times, just too much overuse of the ball.
Hart has it locked up.
I mean, Melbourne are working the ball fine up to the centre square line, across the ground, and then it gets there and it either stops dead, the player who's got the ball just basically stops dead and waits for something to open up. And I guess the reason they're not pushing forward is because they're not sure where to kick it. I mean, they're just not presenting themselves as Melbourne forwards. They've got the players up there that can do it.
Johnny Harvey telling Schwartz and Clark to get away. I want to bounce the ball.
Well, they can get to where they are now, and that's virtually to the 50. Goodwin. Wide, Doughty. Have to be quick. He is. Doughty's kick up towards half forward. Neitz couldn't take it. Oh, they've got Kane Johnson running wide if they can find him. Instead, they go the other way towards Welsh and Smart. Couldn't pick it up. It was a delightful little pickup by Nathan Brown. Still in the danger zone, however, and Doughty and Gallagher. And Gallagher it is who sees it to the line with Adam Uze.
I mean, the concern here for Melbourne is that they're controlling the ball in general field play, but again, not able to make it pay on the scoreboard. The Crows get a goal here and it could really blow out.
Smart trying to flick it over the back. Phoebe's well spoiled. Goodwin's hand pass is okay, taken by Kane Johnson. Probably had more time than he thought. And Nicholson took the mark. Now he's got Woden breaking away from Jarman on the outer side. He spears a worm-burning pass in towards the centre of the ground. Again, the Crows are able to chop it up. Nigel Smart with a penetrating hand pass gives it to Jarman. Jarman goes back to Johnson. He goes wide to McLeod. He's outside 50. Woden trying to sneak a couple of metres. So he comes back to Kane Johnson. He's 60 out.
Jarman.
Oh, the player's loose there. That was very poor. Jarman just turns around and casually has a look. What lies in front of him, and that's what lies ahead of him.
It's good play by McLeod and Johnson. Melbourne had flooded back hard, had most of their players inside the Crows' 50-metre area. And they just sat and held a position, just waited for something to open up. And Jarman's position opened up inside 50.
Ben Marsh coming onto the ground as Jarman from 52 metres.
Oh.
He's done it again. He has done it again. Number 3. It's 1-4. It's a 27-point break to the Adelaide Crows. They're looking good at the moment. Melbourne, on the other hand, looking somewhat confused. They've got to go long. This is Phoebe. Takes it away from Cameron Bruce, goes down to the half-forward line. Farmer a long way out. Fascinating matchup, isn't it? He takes on Nigel Smart.
Oh, Farmer's gone down behind play.
Down, but he's got up holding his face. Green, we are watching at the moment with the footy. Farmer's up, but he's having a little bit to say and holding that left eye. Might be able to see something here.
Oh, there wasn't a lot in that.
So he gave it off. And a kick after the siren now for the Demons. They're down by 27 points at the moment.
I'm not saying a thing, Sandy. It's Brad Green again.
He's had 2 shots at goal. He's missed twice. Here he goes. This time he's on the other side of the ground. It's good for a left footer. What did I say? It might have been a good position for a left footer, but he's got 3 behinds for the quarter. Neil Danaher has some thinking to do. After an excellent opening quarter by the Adelaide Crows, 3 goals to Darren Jarman, 2 to Scotty Welsh and 1 to Mark Stevens. They lead 6-1-37. Melbourne a 1-5-11, 26 points the margin. Here we go. Second quarter, the D's are now in a position where they're playing catch-up football, but they do have the advantage of this breeze at the MCG that Tipper has said is probably worth 2 goals.
I see why Woden's gone back to Jarman. I would have changed that, Sandy. I think you can get a win-win. Put someone else on the Jarman. He's already kicked 3 goals in a quarter, and then push Woden in the middle of the ground and help him out in there. You've got to win the game now.
That's right. Exactly right. Smash down towards Palmer. He's outside the 50. The hand pass goes slightly astray. Bickley's been very good in the first quarter, and he's picked up another possession now. He's gone wide to Doughty. Doughty's on his own again, but he gets a cruel bounce. It spins away and over the line on the outer side.
I was just watching then. The reason Doughty's on his own is because Uzo's playing on him. Uzo picks up the player that he thinks he can best exploit from the opposition's forward line. So Doughty's trying to take Uzo to the far side of the ground away from the play. Uzo sitting off zoning him and playing off each other, really.
Adam Uzo, we could see just sitting some 15 or 20 metres away. McLeod was in trouble. A bounce is the end result.
Dermy Brereton did Uzo on Dermy Does on the game the other night.
Right.
And you could just see behind the lines, he lets his player go, and as you say, zones off. If you can go through him, you can really utilise him. Well, make sure that you can use him up because he does not man up tightly.
Rashudo, McLeod, Phoebe, Ward, all jostling. Bounce on the outer side. Clark wins it. Welsh, an excellent first quarter. Clark, that was cleverly done to Bickley. Bickley goes down towards the 50 once again. Neats chops it off. He's got to play on, David. You've been called to play on. And he does to Uze. Oh, that's just a very, very poor turnover. He'd be bitterly disappointed with that. Straight down the throat of McLeod.
But David Neitz shouldn't have gone off the line. You can look to see where you want to go without going off the line, and then you're not forced to kick the ball because you play on. Goes
towards the 50 once again. The high flyer there for the Adelaide Crows was Ben Marsh.
It'd be a difficult position for a coach with Neitz. I mean, clearly the player that you'd like to throw it forward, as Shore's been saying, because he's a standout. He will get the ball to come to him. Yep. Players will kick it to him, but he's the general down back as well.
Clark did well. Johnson a rainmaker. Not a lot of flyers. In fact, Rashudo was one who waited down. It's back towards Johnson again, trying to paddle the ball along in front of him. Then socket clear. Here's Nigel Smart. The race is on now. There's probably 2 or 3 with a chance of taking it. And well done to Stevens. Well, he's given away the free kick. Demon fans. Ironical cheers as James McDonald copped a bit of a shove. He goes down towards Schwartz. He's well outside 50. Proppy little hand pass goes straight over the top towards Cameron Bruce. Can't keep it in play. Pressure to the line by Tyson Stengline. And we've got a throw in.
I don't know about Schwartz there, boys, because he just waits for the ball to bounce. I mean, he had an opportunity of marking that ball. Just for those extra yards.
Schwartz to contest. Was he held? McDonald, fierce tackler.
That's where David Schwartz is dangerous in the ruck contest. He tries to hold the man off and belt the ball forward so his runners can run onto the ball towards goal.
Simon Goodwin at the bottom of the pack, the 2000 club champion. And another fine year. Smart doing the ruck work. Over the back, Tyson Edwards hurriedly onto the left foot. Got the shove as he took the kick. It won't be down ground. That'll be relayed back to Edwards. And he'll take it between half-back and centre wing.
It's another thing, Sandy, too, with Schwartz doing the ruck work in the front half. Jeff White's playing a kick behind the play and playing deep, which is a defensive play. If he was really confident, he'd be trying to push forward. Clark running with him as well.
Stengline towards the 50. A bit of a shove there from Neitz. Went unnoticed. He got the hand pass away then towards Brown, off to White. White, another one towards Phoebe. They're starting to run now back to Nathan Brown. The Melbourne side go up towards Farmer, who gave a shove in the back of the pack. Went unnoticed. The whizzes away. 52 metres out. He goes towards an open goal. He only needs a kind bounce. Green! Soccer tactics by the youngster. Gets the goal. Hand pass away. Melbourne looking better all of a sudden. They go down towards the right half-forward line. And McDonald is there to take the mark. This is James. Both McDonald boys in today, James and Anthony.
This is the same spot, Sandy, isn't it, where it's breaking down for Melbourne.
Yep.
I mean, it's okay if he holds onto it and finds someone short. They have to keep moving to find someone.
He's got to go. Look at this. He's gone back to the middle of the ground, and Anamuze is there.
That is incredible. I've never seen that before. I know you switched to play. I've never seen that before that fast, Andy.
I was just going to say the same thing, Shorey.
Well, he's set and meets a task now. Woden does the roaming work. He heads towards goal, goes across the face of goal. Big fly was by Russell Robertson. Plays on to improve the angle, finds the wizard.
They have lifted, though.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that.
I mean, a clear sign there is that both Neitz and Woden were on the end of plays inside 50, which is a clear sign that their back line is going to run. And it really has to. I mean, they've got to have a hard-running backline to create opportunities.
Farmer for his first. Sneaks it home. Marks have gone the way of Melbourne 2, 8-3 so far in this term. So the Demons throwing out the challenge after an excellent first quarter by the Adelaide Crows. If this sits for McLeod, look out. Enjoys the situation, flicking it wide up towards the 50-metre line. Neitz will pressure towards the line. Could have almost given away a free kick, and Gallagher is taken to the line. Throw it in.
Well done by the captain there. Didn't give a free kick away, nothing stupid.
On the 50, Clark, front spot. Goodwin. Another possession into half forward, smashed away by Broadbridge. That could be dangerous there, right out in front of goal. Neitz tried to get it out while Woden is there. Doughty piles on top. Jarman is there as well, and we have a bounce.
Jeff Farmer now, Tony's pushed into the middle of the ground, so they're not playing him out of the square. Maybe they think they can turn Nigel Smart around.
Yep.
35 metres out from the Adelaide scoring zone. Clark to contest with wide, and he's got a free kick. He's got a free kick 40 metres out, directly in front.
If you're looking for a handball, won't he, Tony McGuinness?
Have a look at this, boys.
Well,
now, the fans have just seen that on the replay, on the big screen here at the MCG. They're just asking in their own polite way, why is it so? Clark for goal. Has he snuck it? No, he slammed it into the woodwork.
the Dipper caught it beautifully.
Poetic justice there.
I think it might have been. 8 effective scoring shots apiece. It's 38 though to 23. A little bit of a huddle in the middle. They break, and so too does Woden. McLeod gives chase, but Woden gets clear. Goes up towards the left half forward line. There was some holding on. As far as the umpire was concerned, it was on both sides. Schwartz taken to the line by Stevens, but he keeps it in, only to see it taken away by McLeod. McLeod goes back over centre wing once again. Big pack of players. Perry waiting down. Should have got the hand pass away. A little too slow. Turnover for Phoebe, and Melbourne gives it off to White. The Demons have lifted. White goes towards Farmer. He marks in front of Smart. Wants to go on with it now, and he swings wide. Couple of options there. One is Peter Walsh. Walsh inside 50. Melbourne now with an opportunity to score thanks to Troy Broadbridge. The two redheads going together.
Well, it's a completely different side, Sandy, and you can just see now that when they get the play in the back half of the ground, as you see a magnificent tackle there.
Ian Perry should have handballed.
Yep.
I think Gary Ayres might have got the message out straight away.
Here's the kick. Oh, it's a shocker. It is a shocker. Straight up in the air. The Goodwin's going to be the meat in the sandwich here. McLeod does the scouting work. He's caught at the bottom of the pack. It's held in there. by Leoncelli.
I think that was Bickley on that occasion, Sandy. Showed a lot of courage in that marking contest. But they've just run from the half-back line. That's the difference. That's when Melbourne play very good football. All their defenders pushing forward. We've seen Woden, Neitz get possession, and then Broadbridge, even though it wasn't a great kick.
Just saw Bickley's had 11 possessions, so he's had a grand captain's game. Kick partly smothered. Goodwin again. Gee, is he having a game? Stevens, the hand pass okay to Rashudo. Baru goes up towards centre wing, and the mark is taken by Gallagher. Gallagher looks towards right half forward. Uze dropping back, but he can't get there in time to stop Welch. Welch wants to play on into the half forward line. Well done. Broadbridge late on the scene. Too late. McLeod takes the hand pass. The Crows running on at all times, and Marsh takes the mark. Was there a nudge? Neitz seems to think so. Nicholson not happy. Have a look.
No, he just read the ball better. Yep. Nicholson got underneath the flight of the ball. Fairly big man, Ben Marsh.
Kicking for the Crows' first goal for the quarter from 35 metres out. And he kicks the goal. As Marsh gets his first goal, and Burton is on the ground. The high flyer straight down in towards the forward line. It's a tailor-made day for him as Nigel Smart accepts the hand pass, gives it up towards Rashudo. The Roo goes on to the left foot, flicks it down towards Burton and Co, who've just come on the ground. Hewitt is there as well. McDonald hand pass okay. This is Farmer, gives it off to his skipper. Neitz goes towards centre wing. McLeod gets there a little late and has given away the free kick.
Ian Perry was also benched, Sandy, there's no doubt, because he did not handball that last one over. Evan Hewitt's come on the ground.
Ward drifts play into the middle. That's going to be okay. Taken there by Cameron Bruce. He kicked a goal in the first quarter. Crows steadying with their first for this quarter. Jarman's at the back of the pack. Palmer got the decent old shove, and that ball is out of bounds.
Oh, that's
Palmer
a free kick.
Has played on as he does tend to do sometimes.
Just then, Sandy, I thought after there's the field umpire there in the background, David Howlett, and after the whistle, to kick the ball away like that normally is a free kick to the opposition. Benefit of the doubt to the Wizard.
He's had 9 possessions, Farmer. Nigel Smart's had 2, so he's playing up the ground now, finding some space.
Umpire
there's Schwartz
having a chat with Schwartz as Hart clears for the Adelaide Crows. White almost marked over his teammate in Ward. White. The lead is on from Schwartz, and he's got it outside 50.
That's a better build-up, leading at the ball.
Centering ball in towards half forward. Big pack of players at the back is the Wizard. Well, he stole it. He read it better than anyone, and he was the little thief at the back of the pack.
He's starting to have an impact on the game, sure, isn't he?
Yeah. As I said, he normally plays out of the square or very deep, but I like him up there because no one's going to go with his pace, but also he's probably what he's in 6 or 7 stats now, so, and a goal, that's his second. But he's
2 points now is the margin. 2 goals to the Wizard.
11 possessions, Sandy.
Gee, he's really come into it. Nigel Smart's got his work cut out. Here's McDonald out of the centre. The Demons go charging forward again, down towards Farmer territory. Can't take it cleanly as Schwartz tries to get the hand pass away. It comes towards Phoebe. The veteran goes from 48 metres, but is away to the left. And one behind only for Stephen Phoebe, chasing Robbie Flowers' games record of 272. He's only 19 behind at 253 at this stage. Hart is 218th game. White was the spoiler from behind. Flicked back in towards half forward, but chopping it off is Kane Johnson. Got to be accurate with his kick, Andy. He can set it up for McLeod. Likes to take them on. He's taken on Broadbridge, and the youngster gets him. Great chase, great tackle. Uze asked the question, and he gets the answer he was looking for.
Well done by Broadbridge, and they're one of the quickest players in the competition.
Fantastic chase. And to get him. 14 points is the margin. We've got a game on our hands now after Adelaide exploded out of the blocks in the first quarter. Melbourne have hit back hard. They go in towards the centre, and Phoebe, who takes the hand pass, kicks a high floating kick inside 50 once again. They need the players waiting down. Oh, and they've got him dashing through towards Robertson. Misses. And that was one behind to Melbourne. Kicked by Cameron Bruce, who's kicked one goal so far in this term. Here's that chase once again.
He's had 12 possessions for the game, Andy McLeod, but Daniel Ward applying a tight tag to him. He has had a lot of those possessions under pressure.
It might have been Stengline who gave that chase, was it? Anyway, let's stay with the action here now. On the outer side, on half back. 13 points is the margin. Up towards centre wing. Bit wide towards Phoebe. He's going to have to be quick. Welch gets him. Ball spills free, and the Crows have got the numbers here. Back to Kane Johnson once again. Picking up plenty of possessions. Goes up towards half forward. Hewitt is on the ground. McLeod is hassling. Uze close to the boundary line. Thought for a brief moment about the hand pass, then kicks back towards centre wing. Leoncelli, look out! Proppy hand pass once again. Green keeps it in play. They're going the hard way home. Broadbridge waiting down, however, is Gallagher, and Gallagher defends, decides to go wide to the outer side, and he finds Welch. He's been pretty good, excellent in the first quarter, when at one stage the Crows opened up a 27-point lead. Farmer late, and he gets there. Sensational play.
And the free kick.
The advantage is paid. That could be a turning point in the game. Farmer's still down behind play, but what a chase. Here's White towards the 50. Schwartz is taken high. Melbourne are coming back. Hart was all over the top of him, and Schwartz will take a free kick. Farmer just had the wind taken out of his sails.
Well, he's criticised for not doing it. It looked like he got a little bit of whiplash there.
Yeah,
or winded.
But gee, we've seen a couple of great chases, and it's finished in a goal. Here come the Demons. Nathan Brown gets the goal.
Well, Nathan Brown will get the goal on the score sheet, but you can put that down to Jeff Farmer for a courageous, inspirational effort. I mean, he could have set off. He was a long, long way away from Nigel Smart, as we see Nigel Smart coming off the ground. It's just a great effort, a match-winning potential effort by Jeff Farmer. Nigel coming off, Robert Shirley going on the ground.
See, there's some feeling in this now. The umpire, I think there could well have been a report here.
Yeah, it looked like a trip, I think. Hang on.
So the umpire having a chat with Jeff Farmer. Nigel Smart, after that goal was scored, has been benched.
And Sandy Tyson Stengline, who's the designated tagger, normally picks up the dangerous player for the opposition in the midfield or their forward area, goes on to Jeff Farmer.
Well, if that was for tripping, there's not a lot in that.
I say there's a bit of a trip there, Tony. We watched the replay.
Yeah,
the
he put his
foot did
leg
come
out, yeah.
But he's looking for Smart, but he doesn't know the Smart's on the bench, so he told Rashuda the report's been made.
7 points the margin. Remember, Melbourne is going with the aid of a slight breeze. Goodwin's kick down towards the half-forward line. Here's McLeod showing his little piece of magic. Speaking of magic, Jarman takes the steady mark.
What about the first 10 metres there? Fantastic at Jarman.
What about the kick from Andrew McLeod under enormous pressure, and he just had the capabilities to flight it out in front of Jarman.
3 goals in the first quarter. Desperate for a steadier. Jarman from 46 metres gives them the steadier. To Darren Jarman this season. He booted 36 last year. There's Matty Clark having a spell.
Simon Goodwin important in that play as well, Sandy. He won the hard ball in the centre square.
Yep.
Also Robert Shirley across the half forward line winning a hard ball for the Crows.
White. Can they win it out of the middle again? They're on the back foot once more, Melbourne, as they go down towards him. McDonald, he cops a decent old shove out. It goes unnoticed. Melbourne fans aren't too happy here at the MCG today. Rashudo's kick is smothered and the ball stays in the vicinity, which is what Melbourne wants.
It has been in the middle of the ground, hasn't it, Tony, where Melbourne have got on top. And just then, we're talking about the 1%ers. We saw Jeff Farmers and then we saw David Swartz there, the smother.
Wide off
of that part of the game.
And Simmons on, Tone. Troy Simmons coming onto the ground. White has a spell and there's just over 5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Here's McDonald onto the left foot, bending it back into half forward. No one at home and Marsh takes the mark. Decides to go laterally. He's got a couple of options there. Picks out Tyson Edwards. He chips to the outer side. Welsh has been very busy. 13 points is the margin. Welsh looking towards a congested centre wing area. He may go short. Edwards just pops in that little hole. As they plot their way towards the forward line, Edwards kicks towards centre wing. His target was Burton. Uze was the spoiler.
Isn't that a different contrast, Troy, to last night's game where we saw a transfer of the ball all night by the Bulldogs and the Tigers. Piece of play then, Tyson Edwards with the ball just hugging the boundary line. Nothing opening up inside the corridor.
It's been a role reversal from the first quarter. Melbourne was doing that.
Here's McLeod. Time to go onto the right foot. It's a high spiral punt. Nicholson is the spoiler, but he pushes straight down in front. That looks like Gallagher going for goal and kicks it. Gallagher gets his first goal, and again the Adelaide Crows have shown that ability to steady under pressure.
A little bit of Tony McGuinness in that play there.
Yes.
Off the pack, front and centre. He's not on left footer, I don't think, Tony.
No.
But on his non-preferred, you were a left footer. Yeah, it's a lot of Tony McGuinness in that, Sandy.
Set up by Andrew McLeod as well.
Yep.
Really working well around the ground.
James Gallagher giving Neil Danaher something to think about with his first goal. Good kicking for goal by Adelaide, 9-2.
Jeff Farmer in the middle of the ground now.
The D's are 5-7. Out of the middle, it's Goodwin again. He's been excellent. McDonald gets caught, loses it. Johnson on all fours. Edwards caught but gives it away quickly. Rashudo under pressure. Oh, McLeod almost a great slips catch. Manages to get it out. Picked up by Goodwin. Pumps it into the forward line. Dropped on the last line. And Woden says, let's get out of here and concede a behind.
It's a dangerous time for Melbourne, Sandy. Guys like McLeod and Goodwin are just starting to find some space again after Melbourne had controlled the quarter for pretty well most of it. And those guys just finding some space and getting some dangerous ball around the midfield and driving them forward.
You can see the huddle now from the kick out. Trying to pick out the slowest player, I'd say, on the Crows, in the Crows' defence, and Neitz gets it 30 yards clear.
He chips towards the centre wing. Again, it's a poor kick. Bickley, he's been busy, goes over the top. Rashudo gets another call into the middle. Oh! That's another sensational tackle by the Wizard. He's done it twice. Will it prove a costly turnover? Stevens charges towards the ball. Bickley's hand pass goes astray. Hart, Farmer goes again. The Wizard is everywhere. He almost interferes. Taken to ground. Hart locks it up. Farmer is there. So too is Bassett. And we've got a bounce.
He is inspired, isn't he, at the moment? Look at this for a chase. Man, and now he is turning around and he is 60 yards back on the ball again and does another second. Have a look, you can see Farmer in the background here, running towards the ball after tackling like he did, intercepts the handball. Great play, Jeff Farmer.
I reckon Gallagher just about sniff a goal there. Phoebe gives it off. McDonald back again in towards goal. Kicks it. The veteran gets one. Stephen Phoebe.
Well, again, Sandy, Phoebe will get the goal on the score sheet, but Farmer's that player, in terms of his impact on the game and his hard work and his run, he's now set up the last 2 goals. And again, we see him in that play there, just running hard, creating opportunities. He's a player that's the excitement machine for them, no question at all. If he continues to play like he is, and get involved in doing the hard things, it's going to have a big impact on the game.
Stephen Phoebe was in the first ever draft in 1986, drafted number 3.
And it's still going strong, but Jeffrey Farmer proving a handful down forward. Schwartz could have been held. The umpire says no, play on. Goodwin, hand pass over the top. Rashudo bumped out of the way. Leoncelli shrugs one tackle, kicks from 50, in towards full forward, over the top it goes. Farmer's at the back.
Play on.
Stingline right there with him.
You just get the feeling it's one of those days that every time Farmer's around the ball, something exciting is going to happen.
Good decision.
Yeah, yep.
See, David Schwartz is complaining to the umpires, and Stevens is all over him, just say, listen, he keeps on him a jumper, keep looking at it, because I deserve a free kick.
Well, from where we are, Dipper, it looks as though he's got every justification to have a bit of a chat. However, that's up to the man in white. The Crows go on. It was a little too high for Kane Johnson. He gets it at the second attempt, but he'll be very disappointed with that conversion straight onto the chest of Adam Uze. Uze goes towards Schwartz. He marks it half back and plays on now. No holding on the jumper there from Schwartz. Kicks down towards the half-forward line of Troy Simmons.
Troy, look this side. This side's Troy.
He's got a couple. You're right. He had Broadbridge. He goes short to Leoncelli, who can see Phoebe. He's just kicked the goal. He's 65 metres out. He's too far. He wants Farmer. He wants the Wizard. He doesn't get him. There'll be a throw-in in the right forward pocket. Taken to the line by Stingline.
Inside 50 entries for the quarter. Melbourne 14, Crows 6.
Yeah, Stephen Phoebe's had 8 possessions and Nathan Brown 7 possessions, and each player a goal each in this quarter.
And Green coming off now, boys.
The 24-year-old from Tambala, Jeffrey Farmer, who's got Melbourne right back into this contest as we approach half-time. Under a minute remaining.
What do you think it is, Sam? Do they just wake up some days and think, I just want to come and play? Is that, you know, the criticism of Jeffrey Farmer has been his lack of defensive skills?
You can answer that question. I mean, when it was pouring down in the middle of winter, did you look out your window and say to your wife, oh, I'm going to like
I hated the wet. No, I hated it.
Well, now, of course, Colonial has changed all that. Edwards at the bottom of the pack, Tyson Edwards. Goodwin is there as well. We've got a bounce. Donald having a chat to his charges. 12 seconds. How the Demons would love another one here in the dying seconds. Farmer desperately trying to get a sniff of that ball. It's taken to the line by McLeod. And we've got another throw in. And that will be all for the first half. In the right forward pocket, the final throw-in for the half. No time for David Schwartz, sadly for Melbourne. So it is half-time, and the Demons have closed the gap. It was 26 points at quarter time, but let us remember that they were kicking with the aid of a slight breeze, and Adelaide's kicking for goal has been very, very good. Main goal kickers in the game so far. Darren Jarman has 4. Scotty Welch has 2. Whilst the only multiple scorer for Melbourne is Jeffrey Farmer. It is half-time here at the MCG. Adelaide must keep winning to keep their final hopes alive. They lead 9-3 for 6-8. Concerned as to the Dipper's collarbone that he smashed a number of years ago. Now Dipper forward and chopped off very well by the skipper. David Neitz goes off to Uze. Wide towards centre wing. They want to continue the flying start. They've got Daniel Ward with the football. He's on half back, gets around McLeod, looks up towards the 50. Schwartz, was there holding on there? They almost look as they're in some sort of romantic embrace.
I think that had to come, Sandy, because there's been about 3 or 4 contests between Schwartz and Stevens in the first half where the umpires didn't make a decision, and they're just retarding him. You probably nearly have to pay that.
David Schwartz, 29-year-old from Sunbury. 15 goals this year. In fact, turned 29 last week. It's not a good delivery. Oh, well, the Wizard might have something different to say about that. The hand pass to Phoebe, a mighty second quarter by Stephen Phoebe. He floats it high into the pocket and marked on the very last line of defence by Nathan Bassett. The Demons doing the early attacking. Bassett defending. Kicks towards the half-back line. Bruce and Burton, Jarman, laconic hand pass. He's smooth, and this is Gallagher going up towards the centre of the ground. Chopped off again. Neats defending brilliantly. Uze on half-back. Goes back once more. Brown. Back to Leoncelli. He in turn goes wider to White. Jeff White lumbers across the outer wing. It's got to get past Burton. Decides the hand pass. It's okay to Brown. Pops another one over the top. They're heading slowly towards the 50. McDonald's under pressure. Gets a short kick and it's taken over the line. And again, that seems to be a similar pattern from the Melbourne side that we saw earlier in the match.
Yeah, absolutely, Sandy. Just really hesitant to want to kick the ball long and go forward. Just holding onto the ball, trying to make something opening up instead of just going with the long kick when you've got space and the opportunity to do so.
Schwartz tried to pluck it out of the air. Eventually it was Williams, a floater. Shirley couldn't take it, goes again, and we'll get a free kick.
Sandy, I'd have to say the Melbourne forwards must be fairly placid, because I would be going berserk at the ball carriers up the ground if I was a forward.
Tyson Edwards has McLeod. McLeod goes back in towards the middle and finds his teammate there in Stevens. Towards the 50. Big pack of players, but Jarman weighted down in front. It's a position he loves, and he's kicked the goal. Jarman, 5 goals. And with that sort of form, well, you wonder how long he can keep going. Excellent start by the Crows after the Demons threatened early on. Leoncelli, 360 degrees, then out of the middle he goes. Goodwin. Bounce is okay. Pops it over the top. He's got support in Stevens, or dangerous, but they get away with it. Up towards half forward. White was going back with the pack. Couldn't take the mark. This is dangerous again for the Demons. Trying to get through was Phoebe. Out comes the hand pass. You're caught, Adamuze. McLeod. Clark in trouble. He's taken to ground by McDonald. Walsh tries to get through some heavy traffic. The pressure's intense. So too does Ward. He turned it over. The Crows have the chance through Rashudo. A quiet first half. Just 6 possessions. Here's number 7 into full forward over the top. Neats gets a hand to it and smashes over the line.
Well done, David Neats. Been the Rock of Gibraltar across half-back. I thought I would have thought I would have played him up forward today, but gee, the Melbourne hierarchy would be thanking the lucky stars that he is down in defence.
Again, it's a contrast of play, isn't it? The Crows going long and direct, not afraid to do so to a target. Melbourne wanting to go for the extra handball just to try and create something that's not there.
Nicholson bringing it in from Woden, finding Uzi.
This is where it stops dead from Melbourne.
Look at and then we go backwards. James McDonald coming back into the side this week, probably going to Uze once more. Well, just as wide to White.
What do you do when you're a forward when that happens? And here's a turnover.
Woden attack heavily. Welsh taken to the line. Green is there. So too is Nathan Bassett. And we've got a throw in.
Very similar to the start of the first quarter.
Yep. The Demons will be hoping the trend won't continue, because that's when Jarman and co piled on the early goals. That is out of bounds on the full.
Gee, Warwick caught the really hard knock a couple of seconds ago, and he's just struggling back now to pick up Jarman, but he's going all right, I reckon, Warwick, at the moment.
Welsh. Thank you, Dipper. Burton calls out his teammate in Shirley. And Burton, with that heavily strapped leg, kicks down towards the half-forward line. He wanted Marsh. Uze chops it off. McLeod with the one hand wasn't enough. There might have been some holding on going on there.
Ward had his jumper.
Just about every player in one half of the ground. Welch, he's got Burton wide. The high flyer can shoot away up towards the half-forward line. Comes back towards the boundary line. taken over by Leoncelli. Some of the matchups, this contest as it stands at the moment. Clark and White, Leoncelli just trying to cut across. Oh, that's an excellent tackle. Out the back it comes. Welch this time onto the right boot. A high ball towards the 50. Difficult one to grab. Phoebe had a hand on it, couldn't take it. Perry tries to get it out. Little underground punt goes back towards Welch once again. He appeared to be taken to ground with a shoulder. It matters not. The opportunity is with Nathan Brown. Gives it off quickly to Ward. Again, he goes laterally in towards Walsh in the middle. Walsh, the hand pass over the top is okay towards McDonald. Off to Schwartz. Schwartz is 80 metres out. Goes a little more directly towards Green. Couldn't take it cleanly. Tyson Edwards should tidy up for the Crows. He's got running Rashido on the outer side. Uses the Roo, who comes inboard now. They're away through. Beckley had a sensational start to the game. The lead is on. The pass was a beauty. And Perry takes the mark.
We're just seeing it time and time again, aren't we? Melbourne overusing the ball, trying to create something that's not there, not kicking the ball to space. Mark Bickley gets the ball in the corridor. Ian Perry's got space in front of him, makes the lead and puts it out in front of him, and Perry able to have shot on goal. Just it's such a contrast in the style of play. It must be so frustrating for Melbourne forwards. Conversely, plenty of room for the Crows forwards.
Playing just his 20th game. Coming back, but not enough. There's always a way to the right.
He's been a good player for the Crows, Ian Perry.
Yeah.
He works hard, he'll work up the ground, gives a real contest. It's just that kicking at goal that he needs to improve to become a really dangerous forward.
The Crows still going with man-on-man from the kick-outs, and you're going to get the ball most of the time, I would think, 99% of the time, as Uze kicks to the wing.
Could this be another turnover? Goodwin could have almost given away a free kick there. Nicholson to Woden is okay. He hugs the boundary line. Tyson Edwards did really well to get a hand on it in front of McDonald. That was an excellent effort. The Demons are crying ball and foul. The umpire will have none of it. Tyson Edwards is at the bottom of the pack.
Ian Perry coming off the ground for the Crows, and
Smart back on, boys.
Nigel Smart going forward, which is a good move. Nigel is a good impact player up forward. He can kick a goal and take a strong mark.
Clark edged out to be free kick. Advantage paid. The Crows are away, and so too is Goodwin. Up towards the half-forward line. Big pack of players. He's taken some excellent marks. David Neitz defending grandly. Take him out of the equation. They've been all sorts of bother. Uze to the outer side. Here's the Rolls Royce. Look at that. And here comes Nigel Smart. Put this down for a goal, and if it is, you can give it to Jarman. He's done it. Well, when Jarman has the ball and
Celebrate.
you know, you're down in the forward pocket region, you think, how good is this? One of the great deliverers is about to give it to me. Schwartz slaps it over the back, down towards half forward. They all charge at it. Bang! Crash wallop. The Roo comes off best. Did well. Tyson Edwards across half back. The Crows are holding steady at the moment. Goodwin. Thought about Gallagher, then goes longer to Kane Johnson. Johnson chipping inboard. They've got numbers running everywhere at the moment. Stevens, 55 out. Thought about going short. Wants to get on with it. He's still 55 out. Now going back. Schwartz on the mark. The Crows threatening to blow this game open in this quarter. He's going to kick from 55. It won't make the distance into the square. This is Burton territory. He loves this sort of situation. Welch is there as well. Gallagher does the roving work. There you can see Burton. It's a line ball.
It's a great piece of play, Sandy, with that movement then. Kane Johnson ran 100 metres from one side of the ground to the other, and there's preparedness to work hard, to work into the space is just terrific. And at the moment, the Crows have got momentum, both across their half-back line and in the midfield, to create running movement. Simon Goodwin, 18 possessions, an important player.
Neitz. Well, there you can see Goodwin. Went for the bump initially and then applied the tackle. Rashido taken over the line by Phoebe.
That was smart play. A lot of coaches would say go and tackle before you bump. On that occasion, if he tackled, needs to tap the ball in front of him. So just know that he's playing very well in midfield, Goodwin, and very smart player under pressure.
Throw in once again. Marsh couldn't take it. Leoncelli round the body. to the half-back line. Smashed down in front towards the line, however. Gallagher loses it. McDonald gives it away. They pop it over the top once more. Look out. In all sorts of trouble, Peter Walsh. Bickley, the spoiler from behind. Farmer can't keep it in play, and we've got another throw-in.
Sometimes I think, and this is where Melbourne get into trouble, is that you just got to kick the ball as long and gain some ground, and they don't do that. As we can see, Woden 8 possessions, Jarman 10 possessions each, with Jarman with 5 goals. Just got to get some ground sometimes, so let's fight another day by getting some yardage away from the goal face.
Jarman really the difference, these two sides at the moment. Melbourne does not have a goal kicker. Farmer threatened with 2 in the second quarter, but Jarman with 5, and there you can see the margin, almost 5 goals. White beaten. McDonald overruns it. Tyson Edwards, the door opens for him. Well tackled. Doesn't get an effective kick away, and there will be another back.
Yeah, Sandy, one of the problems with the Woden-Jarman matchup is that Melbourne's inefficiency across their half-forward line and their movement going forward is just putting such great pressure on Shane playing on Jarman. The ball turns over, gets down there so quickly. Shane's making movement and pushing up the ground. Ball turns over, goes back, and Darren Jarman's just got space. So the matchup is an interesting one.
Been a whistle.
I mean, statistically, it's Jarman's day, isn't it?
Yeah,
but you just wonder if Melbourne's movement of the football had been better, whether Shane wouldn't have been able to run off. I mean, I saw Leon Cameron do it on Darren Jarman early in the year.
Yeah. The free kick has gone to Clark. He just stabs short, and it's marked by Goodwin, who says, now, I'm going no further out than that.
If this lead blows out more than this to three-quarter time, you've got to ask the question what they do with David Neitz. He's been brilliant across halfback, but you have to win the game.
Goodwin going short once again. And the whistle sounded, then play on was called. He's going to get caught, young Troy Broadbridge. He does get caught, but they were able to maintain possession. Phoebe gets the hand pass away, goes back to the youngster once more, kicks up towards the centre wing. Following play down is Peter Walsh, and he does it well. Walsh kicks up towards Schwartz on the 50, but again he goes wide. Schwartz is taken to the line. He was held. Was he held? No, said the umpire, throw it in. And the Ox is not happy. Not happy, Jan.
Well, he held him when he had the ball. Bad kick forward, though, to the forwards. As I said, the Melbourne forwards would not be happy. And then there's an undisciplined free kick.
Well, is that just frustration?
It is, totally. But you can't do it as a professional, Sandy. I know it's hard. But now the ball just turns the other way. They kick a goal. It's against the trend of what was happening.
And Simmons on for D's. Why not?
Thanks, Dip. Marsh is a target. Couldn't take it. Gallagher does a 360. His hand pass was a little loose. Ward and Simmons combine into half forward. Tyson Edwards chops it off. Transfers play to the outer side. The runners are there. One of them is Mark Stevens. Stevens carries on towards Hart. He's got a paddock in front of him. He can straighten up and have a look downfield. He does exactly that and decided to go short. May not have been the best option. The McDonald hand pass comes back from Neitz. Another one sees the transfer play back towards the centre. Maybe an opportunity for the D's now through Williams. Goes up towards right half forward and Farmer. Look at the old foot on the accelerator. Down it goes. This is a little piece of magic maybe. 2 bouncers. Centering, unselfish kick. Finds Green.
He's kept him in, hasn't he? This boy. Fantastic Farmer.
I think you could see this happening, couldn't you? If he was going to turn him inside out. Stenglein had to corral him to the boundary line, but it's pretty hard to say against a player as fast as Farmer. And then the discipline, the centre of the ball, he's got his mind right today, no doubt, Jeff Farmer.
Well, Adelaide's been trying for a few minutes and threatening to kick a goal. They've been unable to. Green, oh my hat. Oh my hat.
I have mozzed him, haven't I?
What's that, 1-3?
Yep.
Gee. Well, if they're going to win, you've just got to kick those. It's fairly simple. 6-9 plays 11-5. Hart straight down the middle, and good interception there by Cameron Bruce. McLeod's hand pass goes astray. Maybe he'll get another chance. What can he do this time? That's better. Yes. Beams has come onto the ground. 7 minutes remaining in the quarter. And could be a telling goal. Johnson, Bickley, Stevens, the Crows to half forward. And strong defensive mark taken by Cameron Bruce once more. Plays on quickly. Uze, they might just find something out of that goal. McLeod takes on Ward. McLeod wins and finds the line 35 metres closer to goal. The dual Norm Smith medalist. What a player.
19 possessions for the day.
Norm Smith medalist up there too. Sam, the one who sleeps with it every night. Polishes it up.
Thanks, Dip.
That's enough of that, Dip, huh? Johnson applies a tackle.
The missus will be happy to hear that.
Yes.
I haven't forgotten you, Shorey, don't worry.
The old collarbone nightmare still lingers with the great wingman.
Gee, he holds a grudge, Dipper.
Oh, he's very good at it.
I was on fire. You don't understand. First quarter, 2 goals, 40 possessions. I was all over Collingwood.
History. Bickley's hand pass is pretty good. Rashido short or belted back, but not very far. Clark chops it off. The big man does well. Goes inside 50 once again. Gallagher's with a chance. Had it, lost it. Walsh also had it and lost it. They go again. Pushed back towards centre wing. McDonald, the opportunist, looks in towards the middle. Chips well, and Simmons picks it up on the half volley. Gets the hand pass away. Farmer's running down the middle. He's got a number of options open here. Green can do it again. He's going for number 3. That was a good kick by Ben Beams, who was looking down towards Green. Didn't find him. And so number 3 still eludes him. Bassett to Hart. Under 6 minutes remaining. Hart finds Tyson Edwards. Just get the feeling the Crows would... Well, they need another steadying goal. Burton picks it up on centre wing. Neitz is in front again. You take him out of this defensive setup. Boy, would they be in strife, but he's gone right across. Look out, Jarman! Jarman! Here's the goal. Here is the goal. Well, the ground, and he's now kicked 6 goals, and he would have thought that was like a little Christmas present.
I'm just looking, there's a lone attendant who had to go up to the grandstand to retrieve the ball.
Up on the top.
He's still got it in his hands.
I don't think we'll see that again. Look, kids, look at I brought home from the footy for you. There's David Neitz just ruining that last decision to kick across the ground. He's got to put it out of his mind now. This margin has ballooned out to 26 points, and that's exactly what it was at quarter time. So with just 5 minutes remaining in this term, the D's absolutely desperate for a couple of quick goals. No change, Dipper, to the breeze. Apparently not.
No, Sandy. Sorry.
Yeah, all right, mate.
No, it's still very swirly
change
down here. It's very difficult to nominate which end now because it's just quite swirly.
Yeah. Okay, Tyson Edwards, a good spoiler. Stevens, the hand passes fine to Hart. He changes direction and just brings it back towards Bickley. Is that 50? Yeah. Oh, that is about as subtle as a stepmother's kiss.
Played it beautifully, didn't he?
He's had a pretty good game.
He has had a good game. He's having a good year, Sandy.
Yep.
A lot of talk about the experienced players at the Crows and what will happen next year.
His kick goes all the way into the pocket. Nicholson applies a very good tackle. And going absolutely nowhere is Scotty Walsh.
He's been playing on and off the bench, hasn't he, Tony? Coming off with Johnson.
He did earlier on in the season, but at later times he's been playing the full game. And you just wonder with Bickley's influence today and Jarman's that they probably need those senior players to continue to play.
Darren Jarman, he's kicked 6 goals and he's done that a few times this year. You know he can win you maybe 3 or 4 games a year. He could be even a good player off the bench.
Just on that list, Tony, is there anyone yet who has definitely put the hand up and said, well, that's it, I'm going at the end of the year?
No, I think the next 5 or 6 weeks we'll find that out.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Jarman and the way he just cruises in that forward line, you'd have to suggest he could be good for another year. Melbourne are playing dangerously in defence as Phoebe takes it from Nicholson and transfers to Daniel Ward. He's at half-back. Players scurrying everywhere like ants before the rains come. This is Williams.
Just wonder, Sandy, that to create their running game, they drop the ball and try and get the 1-2 going. It's pretty selfish at times. I think, you know, to kick the ball long and get players to the front and square of the pack is a more effective game.
Am I imagining things? Well, we'll watch David Schwartz here. That was clever. Down towards the forward line. Green's got a little bit of a break on Bassett. Gives the hand pass away to the Wizard. He's tucked in the pocket. If he kicks that, it'll be unbelievable. No.
Shane Roden running the full length of the ground then too, Sandy, to get himself in a position to kick a goal if Farmer had been able to transfer it to the goal square.
It's frustrating for the players, but I get the feeling that the crowd are actually finding this style of the Demons frustrating as well.
No doubt. The Wizards probably thought, I've done a lot of inspirational things today. Let me try and lift the team with a goal from that angle, but it was undisciplined, had to go to the top of the square.
Yeah. Bassett, well, he can go wide to the outer side. Marsh is alone. He takes off now. Adelaide Crows will get a free kick there to Smart. They require, the Crows, half as many, well, probably a quarter as many kicks as the Demons need to go from one end of the ground to the other. He just goes short. Marsh had wandered down and he chips again, finding Rashudo. LaRue from the Riverland.
That's too easy.
That is far too. There were 4 players unchecked there. So they now have an opportunity to kick goal number 13.
19 possessions coming up for Simon Goodwin.
Been very good, hasn't he? Very, very good. Hasn't missed a game this year.
Would he be leading the best and fairest, Tony, at the moment?
He's looking to make it back-to-back.
Been their most consistent player. Disappointing game last week.
Wanted
to rebound hard today.
What's he done with this one? Missed.
They've certainly gone out and played a much more attacking game than they did last week. Just throwing caution to the wind and said, look, let's take them on today.
Yep.
Jeff Farmer now is playing as a pure full forward. In the second quarter, when he got back into the game, he was up in the centre corridor. Might have to move him.
Neitz was a target. Smart's right on his hammer. Nigel Smart has got it now. He's got to try and get it out. Back towards Nicholson. He couldn't take it, almost in fringe. Smart piles in over the top. Nicholson once more gets a hand pass out. They may get out of trouble here, but it hasn't been easy. This is Ben Beams to left half forward, and he finds Green. He decides also to go backwards. When in doubt, put the car in reverse. Oh, my hat. Talk about frustration. Green, nice pick up on the half volley. Pummels it high in towards half forward, and a good mark. An excellent mark taken by Cameron Bruce.
Well, you can hear the Bronx cheers from the crowd.
Can you hear it?
And Brad Green, there was no one known he wasn't going to kick that forward after getting a second chance, and Cameron Bruce runs on the ball, even though it wasn't a great kick. Just the fact that it gets in there quick, he's lost his man and juggled a fairly very good mark in the end.
Kicking for his second goal. He got one at this end of the ground early on in the match. Kicking from 40 metres, he kicks the goal.
They're just hanging in there, Melbourne, aren't they? I mean, they're playing indirect. They're over handballing, but the scoreboard, the Crows haven't been able to put them away. Just hanging in there. A lot of that over handball is forward handball too. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of players running from behind the line, Shorey, and creating run with actually momentum behind them. They're certainly hanging in there.
Jeff Farmer's now pushed in the centre of the ground.
Two goals to Cameron Bruce. Jeff Farmer has 2. Brad Green has 2. Marsh and Simmons. Look at this. Look at Goodwin ripping him out of the middle with only seconds remaining. Smart couldn't take the mark. Well done by Neitz. It comes towards Uze on half-back. Can the Demons turn it over? Over the head of Simmons it goes. Chance for the Crows once more. Picked up by Stengline, pumping it back towards the middle of the ground. Play on is the call, and they do. This is dangerous, and it's costly because Welch has taken the mark with only 11 seconds remaining.
It's good play by James Byrne. He intercepted nicely and was going to go long to the goal, and then saw the player wide with space out of the corner of his eye and spotted him beautifully.
Hasn't had a lot of ground time, Byrne. Just a couple of kicks. But that one was very effective, and Welch can really nullify that Cameron Bruce goal if he kicks this. Kicking from 44 metres. The drop punt's on its way. It's drifted across the face of goal, and one behind is the result. One behind to the Adelaide Crows. There you can see Neil Craig coming down with Gary Ayres. Craig himself was a very good player. It's three-quarter time. The Crows are leading 12-7. Comes wide and finds the Tamble-up terror. Farmer pops it over the top to Walt. Back again, he goes to Farmer. Try and go all the way. The Wizard will take it back once more, and then he lost it. It's on 50 at the moment. He goes again. He's 65 out. Comes across to Leoncelli, who takes the mark. Plays on now. Goes in towards the pocket, and the diving mark is taken by Russell Robertson. He wants to play on. He thought about it. Now goes back. And Robertson, who has 44 goals this season, 3 last week against the Tigers, but goalless so far today. The chance to give Melbourne a dream start to this quarter. In the right forward pocket. Tough spot. Coming back. Oh, he's played it beautifully. He bent it back magnificently, and the D's get a team-lifting early goal.
Well, I thought for a second there was the Jeff Farmer show, and he tried to do everything, didn't he? And messed up when he got a quick handball back to his chest. We could see it on the replay. Did a couple of the old 1-2s, and that one was too quick, but then butted up again and chipped the ball out sideways. Russell Robinson, well, that's a good start to him in the last quarter. Been very quiet today. Been a fairly good player all season, but he needs to continue for the whole quarter.
First goal to Russell Robertson. What a beauty. As we go back in the middle once again. Clark beats Simmons. He wants McLeod to take it out of the centre. He's in all sorts of trouble. McDonald does well once again. Schwartz is on the end of it. Suddenly Melbourne coming with a winning rush down towards Simmons. The youngster plays on, goes onto the left foot, kicks towards goal and kicks it behind.
We nearly wonder whether he's better off than just taking the mark and sitting back and having a shot on goal.
I agree, Tony.
Perhaps rushed himself a little too much under pressure, saw some space and decided to go with it. He certainly started the quarter well, Melbourne.
9-10, plays 12-7. We've mentioned throughout the day that the Crows have had the ability to steady, to answer. What can they do this time? It's approaching crunch time. McLeod did well to get it away from Simmons. Got the numbers with him. Goes up towards the half-forward line. Uze will chop it off. Doesn't take the mark. Plays on. Burns right on his hammer. He just about gets him too. The ball is forced to the line. Well done by Byrne.
That's good pressure by James Byrne. He's the type of player that can come on the ground and make an impact. He is quick and will work hard. Side's always looking for players that can come off the bench and give them that point of difference. Byrne certainly does that for the Crows.
The light's on here at the MCG. It's a very dark, overcast day. It's kicked down towards centre wing and again taken to the line. You can see Russell Robertson, the last goal kicker.
Ben Hart's been brilliant today. Had a lot of possessions in the defensive half, and he's done his job on Russell Robinson except for that goal early in this quarter.
You're doing the votes in today's game, Tone. So it could be rather interesting as Leoncelli kicks up towards the half-forward line. Out the back. Oh, Stevens got a bad bounce. Out the back door towards Hart and Co. Schwartz pulls it in. Edwards is over the top of him. Bruce got it out. Here's danger now for the Crows. They've got the numbers here, Melbourne. This is Nathan Brown spearing it in, and the man of the moment is Russell Robertson.
There are 3 or 4 avenues to goal then. Crows players going over to the dispute contest, 3-on-1, not able to gain possession. The ball spilling out and Melbourne getting possession, centering the ball into the corridor.
I thought David Swartz's second effort in the pack to keep the ball alive was great.
Robertson can really throw a cat amongst the pigeons here. 40 metres out. Well, that's drifting away to the left. Gee, they've missed a few costly shots in front of goal today.
That's costly.
9-11 plays 12-7. $14 points in it. Bassett, where do I go? Eventually just keeps it tucked in the pocket. Tyson Edwards. Now he can come to Shirley, but he doesn't spot him. He elects to go into the middle and find Rashudo.
They've got enormous confidence in their foot skills, the Crows, haven't they?
Well, they're pretty darn good. Edwards. Again, going short. Tyson Stingler. It's like a chess game, slowly meandering down towards the attacking zone. Burton will be a flyer. He was, but he couldn't take the mark. Rashudo, you're going to have to be quick. Bends it back, clever kick to Shirley. Oh, he gets a cruel bounce, but he goes again. Could have almost caught one in the back. Welch tries to go off the ground. Smart is absolutely clean bowled. Phoebe's on the end of the hand pass, and he'll get them out of trouble. Had a very busy second quarter. He picked up 10 possessions. Back towards Rashudo, Schwartz, and it's the latter who gets a fist to it and belts it over the line. They're still in this, the Demons. 14 points the margin. A throw in front of the faithful red and blue members. Marsh had front spot. Johnson could have been interfered with. He goes again. Johnson kicks down towards the half-forward line. The bounce, well, it's okay for Walsh in the end. He gives it up to Phoebe. Phoebe goes in towards the middle for the Demons and draws Troy Broadbridge. Broadbridge is quick and he kicks long. Up towards half-forward. Another strong mark is taken by Robertson. Well,
that was a great kick by Broadbridge there. You can see he puts it on the outside of his foot and gives Robinson some space and a strong mark. Remember back earlier in the year when the Swans, against the Swans, Robinson kicked 3 goals in the last quarter, took a couple of big marks and won the game for the D's.
Kicking for his second goal. This to make the margin 8 points. He's kicked it and here come the D's. The last two have been the most important because he's kicked a couple of goals. And the Demons right back in this now. Can the Crows answer? Out of the middle, important. Stevens takes the mark, didn't travel the required distance. Kicks up towards Byrne on right half forward. Couldn't quite take the mark. McLeod is lurking, but he's got to beat a couple. And he's very capable of doing that. Close to the boundary line. Kept in play. Lucks of fortune. Suddenly it's changing for the Demons. Leoncelli's in the middle of the ground. Away he goes. The runners are there. One of them is Walsh. Walsh, is he going to try and go all the way? He gets caught. Gives it off to the big fella. Simmons, he gives it away as well to Leoncelli. It's a high ball. Into the square it goes. Can they take a mark? Is Farmer lurking? He is, but he's not close enough. And it's Kane Johnson who'll take it away. Farmer gave away the free kick with a push. The advantage was paid. Suddenly there could be a turnover. Hewitt couldn't take it cleanly. He goes again, almost runs into Welch's teammate. Welch swings play back towards Stevens. Stevens got nothing up forward. Eventually they come charging out. Uze's clean bowled. Smart, a chance for the hand pass. He's got to give it away. He does to the big fellow in Marsh. Marsh is too slow. He gets caught. The Demons are revitalised. Neitz is in trouble. Hewitt couldn't take it. Johnson can't either. Byrne was there as well. Suddenly it's gone up a cog. Uze tries to get the hand pass out. The back door, he's successful. That was to Beams. And now Walsh will steady. Pops it over the top to Beams. He's down to centre wing. Brings it back to Farmer. Takes the mark on centre wing. He's got Beams running down the ground. It's not a good kick. He needs a kind bounce. Oh, he's almost decapitated. Almost decapitated. Beams to take it. It's a black overhead, but the lights are on. Beams goes in towards the middle. Finds Broadbridge. He unloads with a big kick. In towards full forward. They need a mark. Where's Robertson and Farmer? Not sighted at the moment. Tyson Edwards comes in briskly over the top and asks the question. Robertson at the bottom, and we've got another bounce. Have a look at this again.
Just a normal round the neck tackle, Sandy.
Throw in the pocket. Goodwin's hand pass okay. The Crows desperate to clear. Oh, it's not a good clearing kick, but the lucks of fortune kept in for the D's. The hand pass is not a good one. Burton was held and he didn't have it. He will steady. Big Troy Simmons keeping the ball in play, but turning it over. And now Burton getting the free kick. To centre wing. Loose checking there because Stevens on his own. He looks downfield. Goodwin got Goodwin screaming for it on left half forward. And Goodwin's away. Is this the steadier for the Crows? Oh. Goodwin goes for goal. That is a magnificent goal. Ward, he's 48 metres from goal. Goes for home and kicks it home.
I don't know what Simmons could have done on that occasion. You're behind on the scoreboard. Do you keep it in handball to yourself?
Yeah.
I don't think he looked quick enough and then it would have gone out of bounds. And he's paid the price, I'd say.
Tough one, isn't it?
Yep.
Hart. And the old heads looking to just steady things down for the Crows. Hart, of course, being one of those players. Sting line towards centre wing. Towards the line, but kept in by Robertson. White, first one way, then the other. Nice little piece of work. Up towards half forward again. The delivery is not good. And Goodwin, who kicked that wonderful goal just seconds ago, comes across the ground and finds Tyson Edwards. Edwards goes on with it. He looks towards the centre wing. Rashudo, the bounce is okay in the end. He's got Welch on a lead, and he gets there. Well, the kick just bounced inside the line. Welch was unable to make it in time. But they've got it down to the left half forward flank with 11 and a half minutes remaining. Disappointing crowd today, 17,566. But, well, the two sides coming off wretched losses last week and both battling for some credibility and a spot in the 8. Leoncelli from Ward is okay off the wash. Now he's away. Thought about Uze and then decided to go out alone with a kick towards Schwartz. Chopped off, however. Bassett chops it off. Goes wide to Stevens. Stevens, another one, finding Hart. Crow defence standing firm as we speak and looking to go deep into attack now. Wobbly old kick, but it's going to be effective. It's going to be effective because the mark has been taken by Hewitt, who spent a lot of time on the bench today. But the former Roo, who kicked 2 against Sydney, has the chance for a goal. Good kick from Stevens. Yeah, I thought David Schwartz has been fairly good, very aggressive, but Stevens has run off him a few times. He's also kicked a goal on him, and then just to get the ball in as quickly as possible, Evan Hewitt, make it hard for the Demons if he kicks this goal. Just 6 goals this year for Evan Hewitt. Not a very pretty looking kick off the boot. Tony McGuinness, Clark has been off the field in the ruck, and you know the Demons have got back in the game. I know it just opened up a little bit more then. I just wonder why he's off the field. Would he be injured, or they're trying to give Ben Marsh a go in the first ruck? Well, you'd think in the context of the season in this game you'd have your number 1 ruckman on the ground, wouldn't you?
He's not injured, boys. He's just anxious to get on, boys. So,
well, there's still time, Dipper. Some 10 minutes remaining. That's an excellent tackle. Play on is a call. Brown goes away and then he can take it back again. Oh, the youngster looks downfield. He shrugs one. He's still going. He's 75 out. He's lost it. Well, he tried one of the great solo feats. It didn't come off. That kick, however, didn't either. Tyson Edwards marking over the line.
Sure, I'd nearly say that Melbourne are playing under instruction to overuse the handball to get themselves in the game. I mean, it's either a confidence thing or it's an instructional thing.
Well, it's instructional. It's going to cost them the game.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes we give the instruction because your team is down on confidence. If you give the ball often enough,
Everybody gets
create
confidence with it.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hewitt goes short to Hart, who goes short to Byrne. James Byrne goes back to Hart. Crows intent on just steadying it down, holding possession. Nathan Bassett collects it and kicks towards the middle. The Wizard arrives late. Stevens is away. He's got him inside 50 once more. Jarman, so close. Welsh can sniff a goal. Hewitt can kick it. No, he can't kick it. Oh, magnificent smother. Right on the last line, and that's the sort of thing that could lift Melbourne.
Well, it should. I think it was Brad Green, was it?
Beams, I think.
Beams, great smother. That can be a turning point in a game as tight as this.
Perry warming up on the sidelines for Adelaide, about to come on. Woden bring it back into play.
Free kick, Sandy, against Ben Marsh for holding on Jeff White.
So that will bring it to White, who's at forward of half-back. Now it's Melbourne's turn.
Go straight down the ground.
Coach Dimir Domenico on the sidelines, saying what a lot of fans have probably been thinking all day. Go long and direct. He just chips it to Paul Wheatley.
Light rain starting to fall now, boys. It's feeling like more of a night game at the moment.
It does, doesn't it? It's very dark overhead. As we've said, the lights are on. The seagulls are threatening in more ways than one, and Wheatley's taken another mark. Now Neitz has drifted wide. He's got him. He's 60 out. He's closing. He's 55. He goes for goal. Going to be close. What a goal! Sprint for a goal here. McLeod gives it back to Welch. He'll go onto that lovely left foot that he enjoys, and he kicks down to the half-forward line and finds his target in Doughty. Doughty came into this lineup for Barty. Jarman's at the back. Jarman's the thief. He steals it and he misses.
Gee, I thought he pushed Woden in the back with his foot then. Might have got away with it.
Well, he's had some great days over the years. Some good days against Melbourne. So the break once again from the kick out. Can Melbourne find something? Wheatley goes and gets them inside 50. Smash down in front. Crows have the numbers. Smart can take the hand pass. He does. Oh, a bit of fancy work from Nigel Smart. Schwartz takes him to the line, and there'll be a throw in.
He's under a lot of pressure, Nigel. Really, his only play was to work the ball to the boundary. Schwartz putting him under intense pressure, running the ball out of play.
10 points the margin. Marsh goes up without it. Leoncelli's there. There's been a whistle. It's a free kick. It's a Crows free kick to Marsh.
David Schwartz again, just an infringement at the ruck contest. I say it again, Sandy. We saw David Neitz kick that goal from 60 metres. They've got to win the game. Do they depend on what they've got so far, or do you get him forward and say, we have to kick goals?
Good point, Tony. Stevens up towards Shirley. Stolen, however, by Broadbridge. He's done some good work, this young man. And he's almost undone it with that kick, but it may be okay because Phoebe's on the end of the hand pass. Kicks from the centre of the ground, chipping to Schwartz. Just steady down, they say, steady down, but he's a man in a mission and he goes wide. It's not a good kick. Tucked in the corner. Robertson tries to keep it in play. Gives it across to a teammate in Brown. He gets claimed. Loses it. Gallagher's hand pass is okay. Stevens is away. The Crows are away. Up towards Johnson on centre wing and Welch. It's Welch who decides to take it. Gives it to Byrne. Goes down to the half-forward line. Can the Crows make them pay? Tyson Edwards needs someone going past. Has it now in Byrne. Byrne inside 50. Needs a target. Perry's just come onto the ground. Couldn't control it. And there's a throw-in in the right forward pocket.
We just wonder whether David Schwartz selected the right option when he went forward. He's got the ball at the 55-metre mark right in the corridor. He did see the player in the pocket free. Probably better to hold on to the ball and wait for an opportunity to open up.
Well, he's turned the ball over a few times trying to pass inside the 50. He could kick the ball from 50, have a shot on goal.
Nervous, tense times for those in the coach's box. Byrne gives it away. Rashudo, well tackled. McLeod keeps it in play. They need a mark. Well, Neitz almost took it. Perry, little left foot chip. Hits the behind post on the full. A little bit of respite then for the Demons. Seconds ticking away, under 6 minutes, still plenty of time. McDonald has it in the back pocket. This game could well decide the Crows' finals fortunes. He gets underneath a punt and kicks it long to centre wing. There's a big pack of players. Tyson Edwards, a beautiful little hand pass towards Gallagher. In towards full forward once again. Uze's at the back. Steadies it down for the Demons, but what's he got? Comes towards Leoncelli, who plays on now. Straight down the middle they could go. Leoncelli comes in towards the centre of the ground. And Wheatley's going to stop. Go back. He's got Walsh running. If it sits, he's in business. Oh, they're coming towards him. Look out! Bang! Down goes Walsh. It was fair. Walsh is in trouble. Stevens goes to the line, and the ball spins over.
It was a desperate effort by Walsh. He knew what he had to do. It was just fantastic, as you see. Just putting his body on the line there.
Well, I think it was just a great contest. And the umpire, I think, made the right decision.
Spot on, Tony. Welch onto the left foot, tumbling it. An excellent smother. Beams falls. He goes again. Farmer tries to get out the back door. Almost threw it out. Ward, it ricochets off Perry. Still kept in play by Wheatley. Gives it away quickly. McDonald ducked the old chutney. Back to Wheatley again. He's hugging the boundary line. He's teasing them. Schwartz takes the mark. He plays on. The Schwarter. The ox is clear. Shrugs one tackle. Can he do something? He's going to get caught. He was shoved in the back. Oh, he's been pinged.
I don't think he tackled him.
I thought he just pushed him in the back. Well, 10 points the margin, 4 minutes remaining. Talk about a pressure finish. Perry will be a flyer from behind. Man in front goes the way of McDonald. Back into this Melbourne lineup this week, James McDonald. Time rapidly becoming an enemy of the Demons. Short to Farmer. Is it a moment like this that the Wizard decides he'll take them on? He'll do it on his own? No. He's chipping into Woden. He's 55 out. He's got Leoncelli, maybe. No, Leoncelli's now covered.
No Crows players forward or centre, Sandy. They've all fluttered back.
Yeah, not on one.
50.
36 players in one half of the ground.
I mean, you nearly think someone would just have to take a big one out of the goal square for Melbourne to score here.
He starts it to the left. Coming back. Won't make the distance. A big pack of players. Where are the Rovers in front? It's all the Crows as McLeod, steady and cool, comes to Goodwin. Goodwin looks up towards centre wing. Woden, Jarman. The Rolls Royce marks in front. There's nothing in front of him, however. Just one player. He chips to Byrne. Byrne can just about seal the game. Goes away from White. Shoots towards goal and kicks the goal. Because he has kicked the goal. It has just about sealed it for the Adelaide Crows. 14-10, plays 11-12. His first goal. As Tony said, he spent a lot of time on the bench. And he's come good at the right time. Walsh marks in opposition to Edwards. He's on half-back. Time now most certainly an enemy as far as the Demons are concerned. Nathan Brown kicked the goal in the second quarter. He goes to Leoncelli. Leoncelli comes inboard. Phoebe. To half-forward. He's got to be accurate here, and it's just chopped off. His target was young Ben Beams, but it was too easy for Hart and Co to chop it off. And the veteran follows it down, goes down towards the half-forward line. Perry sneaks away from Farmer just in time. Inside 50 once again, and the mark taken by Welch. Suddenly, it looks as though the Demon challenge has been halted. Scotty Welch.
I think they'll look back, Sandy, and their movement and slow movement in the forward line meant that they can get numbers back to Crows, and then the rebounders caused a few goals for them. And in the tight game, well, it was tight 5 minutes ago. It's been costly for them today, the D's.
Wells for number 3. kicked 2 in the first quarter. He got them away to a flying start, and he can finish it, and he's done exactly that.
He's an important player because they have struggled to kick goals.
Just over a minute remaining. White in ruck. McLeod can't take it out of the middle. McDonald looks to, kicks them inside 50. A little bit of a shove there. Well, the umpire's found a high tackle. I thought it was a shove, but it's gone the way of Melbourne. They'll have to come back. Ben Hart just asking for an explanation on that. And John Harvey looking to give him one.
It's an important game, Sandy. I was probably understating the obvious today after a disappointing loss last week.
My word.
Having only won 4 of 9 at home for the season, they needed to come out today and make a real statement. Hasn't been clean or pretty for them, but
doesn't have to be, does it?
They've worked hard. They just needed a good, hard-working win.
It's just the 4 premiership points they want. Russell Robertson has kicked the goal. Robertson has his 3rd for the quarter.
Just not enough, early enough for the D's in their peripheral forwards. Bruce, Green and Robinson, as you can see there, free kick around the neck. Just need this to happen a bit earlier in the game.
He's their leading goal kicker now, Russell Robertson with 3. 16 points. The margin with a minute remaining. A high ball out of the middle, up towards half forward. Good mark by Phoebe. He certainly had plenty of the leather.
33 possessions.
And that was after a fairly quiet start. Comes wide to Brad Green. 2 goals to Brad Green, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. The lead is on. Smart a little late. It's slapped out the back. Again, the Crows have the numbers. Marsh does well. He gives it off to Tyson Edwards. Edwards looks to the outer side where Perry's made space, and he takes the mark. Quite content now to hold that ball because the Crows are going to keep their finals hopes alive. Bickley very busy early on. He's had a good game. Chipping away with only seconds remaining. So the Crows, who've got matches coming up at Football Park, can certainly get a slice of the September action. Coach Gary Ayres would be happy. It wasn't always pretty, but it got the desired result. A 16-point margin in the end to Adelaide. 15-10, 100 to Melbourne, 12-12, 84. 16 points after the margin at halftime was 13 points. The D's, if they were to make the finals, had to win every game prior to today's match. So last year's grand finalists' finals aspirations for this year are gone. Dipper hasn't gone. He's down there on the ground. Let's go to him now.
I've got Benny Hart with me. Well, your final chance is still there for you.
Yeah, it was a big game for us. Obviously, last week was pretty disappointing, especially our second half. And we wanted to come out and I suppose amend ourselves, and we've done that. It was a good win in the end, and yeah, it keeps us alive. Yeah,
pretty tough conditions today. One of those games.
Yeah, I mean they was pretty gusty, and they were certainly hard at it. And in the end, I think it was just the team who was harder for the longest, and today happened to be us.
There's somebody called Jarman up the forward line.
Yeah, he was great, wasn't he? He's back there, good old time, and he loves the G, doesn't he? And I don't know what he ended up with, 6 or 7, but he loves playing here, that's for sure.
Disappointing last week, obviously. We've been on a bit of a roll, but it's such an important win just to sort of hang in there.
Yeah, well, it does keep our chances alive, and I think it's good for the boys to give them a little bit of confidence, and hopefully we've got a big game next week now, and take that confidence into there, and who knows what can happen.
All right, Ben, thanks for joining us, mate.
Go on, you did, mate.
And just to confirm for Ben Hart, it was 6 goals to the man in screen, Darren Jarman. He just continues to cruise on, Tony.
Yeah, it wasn't just the 6 goals either. I think he set up 2 or 3 by his foot disposal when he had the ball other times. He does love the G. He's had some great grand finals here. They're interesting now. If they do get to the finals, I don't see him going a long way, Tony McGuinness, but if they did, it had to be those senior players again who would take them through.
Yeah, they are really reliant on those senior players, and the majority of them play in the midfield. So it does give them a reasonable chance of winning games when you've got strong leaders in the midfield and win plenty of football. But of course, at the end of the day, their forward-line structure is very reliant on Darren Jarman, and he's done the job for them of recent times. Terrific game today, 6 goals, and they keep their finals hopes alive, Sandy.
Ben Hart said we've got a big game next week. I think that's one of the understatements of the year. They play Port Adelaide.
Well, they're great games back home.
Yeah.
I mean, the derby games are, no matter where the two teams are on the ladder, it's been a couple of blowouts, but in general terms, they've been tight, tough, hard games. And I'd expect next week to be no different.
Port have had the better over the last couple of games, I think.
They have, but I think this one, of all the derby games, is perhaps the closest one. The stakes are pretty high for both sides. Port Adelaide probably secure in the 8, looking for a top 4 spot. The Crows just outside the 8, looking for a final 8 spot. So stakes are pretty high for both sides in terms of where they want to be for September action.
It's going to be a huge game as the boys head down there. You can see Andrew McLeod didn't kick a goal today. Scotty Welch booted 3. Jarman, as we said, booted 6. They were the major contributors. Singles to Byrne, Smart, Stevens, Marsh, Goodwin and Gallagher. As the boys get ready to give us their rendition of the club song. Gary is getting the boys in. No doubt about that. They are the pride of South Australia after that gutsy win. 16-point victors, 15-10, 100 Adelaide Crows, Melbourne, 12-12, 84.